Welcome back, everybody. IGN Live from Gamescom 2016. I'm Damon Hadfield. This is Brian Altano. We're having a little chat from Aaron Greenberg, General Manager of Xbox Games Marketing.
That is correct.
It's a long title. There we go. Nailed it.
There's longer ones at Microsoft.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the shortest titles I've ever had. So
Really?
yeah. But it's good to be here with you guys.
No,
Yeah,
thanks
thanks
for
for
coming
coming.
by the show.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Xbox. You guys must be feeling bolstered recently from the early success of the Xbox One S.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had a lot of big news at E3. We announced 2 new consoles. We announced our biggest games lineup in the history of Xbox. We announced things like Xbox Play Anywhere. Just a lot of great, updates for live. And then to kind of come out of that and see the response from consumers around the world for Xbox One S has been just overwhelming. And so we're working hard to get more supply. As you've seen, we're largely now sold out of the Xbox One S in most of our major markets. But it's been great, and we announced some new bundles here this week, so we're really excited. Kind of early, but we feel good about how things are shaping up for holiday.
Most importantly, you guys managed to hide the power brick for the first time in Xbox history. That giant thing is gone. It's just, is it in there?
It is in there. I've never heard it described as hiding it, but as long as you don't see it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, the box is 40% smaller. For a lot of people that aren't aware, there's a lot of new capabilities there. So we do 4K video streaming. It's got a 4K Blu-ray player built in, which right now we're pretty much the cheapest 4K Blu-ray player on the market.
Yeah.
Which is a great value. We also supports HDR for both video and gaming. So for people that high dynamic range, people aren't familiar, will give you some nice visual benefits for your games. And then we'll also up-res your games to 4K. For people that have 4K TVs. But the design and the size, I think, are the things that really stand out.
Yeah.
And you're right, the power brick is built in, which is also my personal favorite.
Yeah. You mentioned 4K video, sort of laying the groundwork for 4K gaming, which is coming in the future. But what do you think? What is 4K gaming? How does that benefit gamers? What doors is that going to open for us?
Well, I think people are starting to see now. If you see demos that we do at events or people that have super high-end PCs that are investing, in many cases, thousands of dollars to get that really high-end premium 4K experience. The games look stunning. I mean, the realism is amazing. We've shown things like Gears of War 4 in 4K, Forza Horizon 3 in 4K on the PC, but we realize a lot of people can't just go and invest thousands of dollars to build this custom rig or a really high-end PC to do that. And so we're excited with things like Project Scorpio to be able to bring that next year, a 6 teraflop GPU to the console market, build the most powerful console ever made, and bring true 4K gaming at scale to the console space.
Yeah.
And so we think that'll be pretty revolutionary, and we'll, on the big screen in your living room is going to be where you're going to want to see 4K.
So is that kind of a tough sell unless people are actually looking at it in person? Because I've noticed watching videos online, it's like you kind of get the idea. But we had a 4K TV in the office with the Xbox One S hooked up to it, and I immediately pulled up that TV on Amazon, and my fingers hovering over it. I'm like, do I want to spend $2,000 on the TV right now? Yes, I do.
Yeah. I mean, 4K TV adoption is happening really fast, and as you know, during the holiday season, a lot of people buy new consumer electronics. You do have to see it. You have to see it to believe it. Fortunately, you can go in and see 4K content and see 4K TVs, at retail. You don't have to sort of commit to the $2,000 ahead of time, and the prices are coming down. So for us, it's nice because with the Xbox One S, we're supporting a lot of that 4K capability even today through video, through Blu-ray, and whether you have a 4K TV or not, even if you have the S, you're kind of 4K ready whenever you do decide to upgrade, which I think is great. And then for people that want that true immersive experience, visual fidelity around true 4K games, that is what we're focused on for next year.
So we're seeing something new happening with game consoles right now, mid-generation upgrades, basically. Do you anticipate that being sort of just the new reality for are generations over going forward?
We talked about how can we kind of build a future beyond generations. I think the idea there was we want to be able to iterate with hardware but not sacrifice compatibility. And so the idea traditionally was, hey, it was sometimes somewhere between 5 and 10 years a console spec would stay fixed, and then at the end of that point in time, you generally would lose all your game content, all your accessories wouldn't work, you'd lose all that compatibility. You'd have to reinvent invest from the very beginning again in order to get whatever that next step, that full leap forward is with that next generation. And so for us, the idea with Project Scorpio is, how can we tell customers today, whether they bought an Xbox One at launch, they're buying one today, the games they buy, the accessories they own, they're just going to work with Project Scorpio. And so a lot of people are investing in bigger digital libraries of content, and so we know that stuff's really important to them. And so kind of this forward compatibility concept, I think is great. I think it's kind of a gamer-centric, kind of approach. And for us, we think it'll help also drive the adoption of Scorpio, because all your games will work. Plus, we have backward compatibility back to Xbox 360. So people are going to come into Project Scorpio with a massive games library. And so I think that's a great benefit for fans.
Yeah.
Is it tough to sort of watch that initial reaction to this, where we are heading in the evolution of consoles? I think people initially were like, well, that's not the way it's supposed to be, because historically I bought a console and I had it for 7 to 10 years. I mean, you look at some of the older generations, they lasted almost a decade. And now you guys are helping them to change that. Was it interesting to kind of overcome that initial response?
Yeah, I mean, we are rewriting the rules. I mean, I think that's the opportunity. And I think now we felt like there is a full step, a full leap forward that would make sense from where we are today, from delivering, kind of call it the HD, kind of gaming to true 4K gaming. And that's a huge step. And that requires a lot more processing power, requires, just a lot of infrastructure to be able to support that. Game developers have to write games to support that. And so we want to be able to do that work and outline that now with our partners so that we're ready to be able to deliver that. But now, we felt like now is the right time to start doing that work, and we don't have to wait 2, 3, 4 more years to do that. We're seeing the benefits of that on the PC. And so for us to be able to say, hey, we know a lot of these developers are already making these games on the PC in 4K. Why can't we offer that same benefit to console gamers in 4K? And then for us, with our digital library, we're saying, listen, if you're buying the game from us digitally, just like your other digital entertainment content, why should you have to buy it twice if you want to go play it on the PC or console? So that's things like with Xbox Play Anywhere. If you buy our digital titles, you get them in both places. We'll sync your saves, your achievements will automatically sync from device to device, which is a nice benefit as well.
Which, side note, thank you for doing that, because I think I just bought Super Metroid for like the 5th time the other day. It's like, all right, get it together. You recently announced that you made 1 million Elite controllers, which is probably one of the most high-end video game controllers that have ever really been offered.
Some people think it's the best,
the best
console
controller
ever made.
Yeah.
Well, that thing, I mean, there's an incredible team that designed that, and it was sort of if we kind of had no restrictions on components and, paddles and every possible option, what would we build as like a true high-end kind of pro controller, if you will. Yeah. And it's great. It was great to see the response at E3 last year when we announced that. Yeah. It was kind of similar to like what we went through with the Xbox One S, where when you have a hit product, it's fun, but on the other hand, people are like, wait a minute, I didn't get one, I want to get one, when is more stock coming in? Yeah. So we've definitely worked hard to get that in full supply. And then now we're doing some fun stuff, like we have a special edition one for Gears of War 4, so to be able to do some cool stuff there with like real claw marks into the controller, some blood splattered around, which is nice.
It looks lovely.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good family gift. So
nothing brightens up a room like little blood splatter.
Yeah, little blood Oreos.
Fun for the whole family.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's great. I think the team deserves a lot of good credit on what they did with that product, and now.
Well, so does it seem like there's a lot more room to sort of play around in that kind of more high-end luxury space? Because I know when, say, the PlayStation 3 was announced at $599, people kind of balked and they're like, console gaming should be affordable and cheap, which you guys have offered, but you're also giving that sort of extended version of it. Is there a bigger market for that now? Are you noticing that?
Yeah, we're trying to give gamers more choice. I mean, I think what you see is that there is a great value play. You think about, like, you get the Xbox One S today with all the new capabilities starting at $299. We've got bundles, in a number of our top markets, things like Halo 5 and Halo Master Chief Collection included. We just announced here at Gamescom that we have 2 new FIFA bundles coming. So you basically get FIFA included in the price of the console, which is a great value. We have EA Access there, so we give you the ability to play FIFA 5 days early, both 500 gig and 1 terabyte. But then we know there's also a more high-end consumer that really wants that really premium thing. So they want the Elite controller, or they want a more premium console. And that's also the whole idea behind Project Scorpio is for people that are really want that kind of cutting edge tech, we will offer the most powerful console ever built. And for them, we think that, that'll be a premium experience that will be of value to them.
Before we go, let's talk about games real quick.
Yes.
You've called this current lineup the strongest lineup in Xbox history. Is that right?
We usually say something like that.
Yeah, something like that. What is it about these games that instills you with such confidence?
Well, it is, I've been on the Xbox team for 16 years now, and so, the team has increasingly been growing our internal capabilities around first-party content in particular. And so over the next year, we will launch more exclusive games than we ever have in the history of Xbox. And so, I think we're kind of reaching that sweet spot in the generation. And so if you think about things like from new IP like Recore that's launching next month, from the partnership with Inafune-san and Armature, to leading into Forza Horizon 3 and what we're doing there with the team at Playground and Turn 10, and then you get into our biggest exclusive game of the year, Gears of War 4. That's all before Thanksgiving. Then you've got some really big third-party titles like Battlefield and Titanfall 2, and then you kind of get into Dead Rising 4 in December, Halo Wars 2 in February, and then beyond that we get to Scalebound and a lot of other titles we've been talking about. So, we've just got kind of nonstop games. And so we know that is the one reason why people pick Xbox, that's why they spend so much time on Xbox Live, and so we really want to continue to over-deliver on games, and that's been our focus. And we've got 500,000 consumers here at Gamescom that are coming to get hands-on with our titles. So we're pretty excited.
Terrifying number.
Here they come.
Yeah, I know. That's why we hide out in here.
Yes, it's nice and safe and quiet in here.
Real quick, can we talk about Inside? Inside is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Inside is my favorite game of the year so far.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
100% agree.
Yeah. God,
Yeah,
it's-
Do you want to get into
love-
ending theories? Like, what are we doing?
No, I just wanted to like.
Spoilers. I put one tweet up about it, and I got all this, I was like, I just want to talk about the end.
No, I just wanted to say that game is so
I
incredible.
could do 30 minutes on Inside alone. I think the team at Playdead, obviously incredible artists and what they do. The moment you start playing that game, instantly it's going to be something special.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no actual dialogue. It's universal appeal, right? I mean, anyone can play it. There's no localization required, right? I mean, it's so atmospheric, and it just sucks you in. And the full screen, there's no, overlays or menus, or they haven't touched it. It was like, it's pure art on a screen.
I like how you say that a game where a kid gets mauled by a dog and shot by people has universal appeal, and anyone can play it.
Yeah.
But goes with that controller, just fun for the whole family.
Blood splatter.
And in the end, it's like, what does this mean? And then the alternative ending, right?
Yeah,
It's like, what does
there's
that
that
mean?
too.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm right there with you. And I kind of thought, like, if you think about like all the different forms of entertainment, people that don't play video games, like, they just miss on something like that. They actually can't experience that.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel bad for people that don't, because that's something that what makes games incredible is you can't get that type of experience, that type of storytelling and immersion in anything else.
Yeah. Aaron, thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Much more to come from Gamescom 2016 after this.